Welcome to our channel. Today, we have an interesting topic, the Battle of Garipur and the Battle of Boyra. On November 22, 1971, in Garipur, East Pakistan, present-day Bangladesh, villagers were going about their daily chores. Around 3 p.m., they heard a loud explosion in the sky. Looking up in fear, they saw a plane being shot down and crashing. The people of Garipur celebrated, believing it was a victory for the Pakistan Air Force. However, the plane was actually shot down by the Indian Air Force. India never officially acknowledged its presence, but this incident was part of the Battle of Boyra. Another significant air battle, known as the Battle of Garipur, also took place around this time. Before the 1971 war, the Indian Army and the Indian Air Force were already engaged in fierce fighting. In November 1971, the Indian Army decided to capture a strategically important location, Garipur. Although a small village in East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, Garipur held great significance. A key road passed through Garipur, connecting Pakistan's army bases, including Jessore and Chowkacha. If this road was cut off, the Chowkacha base would be isolated. To gain control over this crucial route, India decided to capture Garipur before the war officially began. To understand the terrain and enemy positions, a patrol team from the 14th Punjab Regiment was sent to Garipur on November 19, 1971. Unexpectedly, they encountered a Pakistani patrol, leading to an immediate skirmish. The Indian team managed to hold its ground and reported back to Lieutenant Colonel Rajkumar Singh. On November 20, 1971, at 7 a.m., the Indian Army launched an operation to capture Garipur. The 14th Punjab Regiment, consisting of 4 companies Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta, was supported by the 45 Cavalry, 14C Squadron with PT-76 tanks, and a platoon from the 102nd Engineer Regiment. With this strong force, India successfully captured Garipur without much resistance. However, knowing that Pakistan would try to reclaim it, Indian soldiers remained on high alert. Major Diljit Singh Narang of the 45 Cavalry and his C Squadron tanks were positioned strategically to counter any Pakistani attack. Meanwhile, Pakistan miscalculated the Indian troop strength. 2 Pakistani patrol teams mistakenly believed that only a small Indian unit was stationed in Garipur. They relayed this incorrect information to their command, leading to an attack plan. At 6 a.m. on November 21, Pakistani forces advanced towards Charlie Company. As soon as the enemy approached, Indian soldiers engaged them with artillery fire. The Charlie Company commander ordered a tactical retreat, drawing the Pakistanis into a trap. Believing the Indians were retreating in fear, the Pakistanis advanced aggressively. However, as they moved closer, they found themselves facing a full battalion of Indian troops, including tanks. A fierce battle erupted. Indian forces strategically targeted Pakistani tanks, destroying 6 of them completely. The Indian battalion, consisting of around 1,000 soldiers, defeated a full Pakistani brigade, which had around 3,000 troops. This was a significant victory, as a smaller Indian force had overpowered a much larger Pakistani force. The Indian Air Force had anticipated that Pakistan would launch an air attack. The 22 Squadron of the Indian Air Force, stationed at Dum Dum Airfield, was prepared. When Pakistan attempted to attack Garipur, 4 IAF Nats were scrambled. However, before they arrived, the Pakistani aircraft quickly retreated. In the 1970s, neither India nor Pakistan had advanced night fighting capabilities, so there were no night operations. On November 22, 1971, at 8:11 a.m., Pakistani aircraft again entered Indian airspace. Indian radars detected the intrusion, and IAF fighters were immediately deployed. Before the Indian aircraft could engage, the Pakistani planes once again managed to escape. Frustrated by their repeated failures, the Pakistan Air Force attempted another incursion. This time, 4 IAF Nats intercepted them. In the intense aerial dogfight that followed, an Indian fighter fired its machine gun, severely damaging a Pakistani aircraft, which began to descend. Another dogfight ensued between an IAF Nat and a second Pakistani aircraft. The Indian pilots skillfully outmaneuvered the enemy and shot it down. The Indian Air Force then transmitted the code word "murder, murder, murder," signaling the successful downing of enemy planes. The third Pakistani aircraft tried to escape but was also damaged by Indian fire. However, since it was deep inside East Pakistan, the IAF chose not to pursue it further and returned to base. 2 Pakistani pilots ejected from their damaged aircraft and landed on the Indian side of the border. They were captured by Indian soldiers, becoming war prisoners. Meanwhile, the 3rd Pakistani aircraft, though damaged, managed to return to its base. After these decisive battles, Indian forces tightened their grip on the region. The capture of Garipur played a crucial role in isolating Pakistani forces from each other, making it difficult for them to regroup and counterattack. The Indian Army continued its advance, cutting off supply lines and putting immense pressure on the enemy. The strategic victory at Garipur set the stage for further successes in the war. This battle also demonstrated India's superior military planning. The Indian Army, despite being outnumbered, effectively used its resources and intelligence to outmaneuver the enemy. The coordination between the Indian Air Force and ground forces was remarkable, ensuring that Pakistan's attacks were met with a swift and strong response. The Pakistani forces underestimated India's preparedness and suffered heavy losses. Their inability to regain Garipur weakened their defensive position in East Pakistan. This was a turning point, as it paved the way for India's final offensive that would eventually lead to the creation of Bangladesh. The Battle of Garipur and the Battle of Boyra were not just military victories but also symbolized India's commitment to supporting the people of East Pakistan in their fight for independence. These battles showcased the bravery and determination of the Indian armed forces. Even today, these battles serve as an inspiration for military strategists and historians. They highlight the importance of strategic planning, intelligence gathering, and the role of air power in modern warfare. The sacrifices made by the soldiers in these battles are remembered with great respect and honor. Thank you for your valuable time. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and comment. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more informative content.